Zero homicides reported today here in Indianapolis, and that is welcome news after a deadly 4-day period.
What do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say? All I can say to those sisters out there who may, be upset about this, making their kings look bad, and those pasty liberals that are gonna, now y'all done made it to where they can call a son man a uncle or a sellout on Twitter. So to all those pasty liberals and sisters out there that still contend that it's some kind of conspiracy going on to make some people look bad, all I can say to you is make sure you join me every Tuesday and Friday at 9:30 p.m. on Ock Nation TV. And please come hit the link. Hit the StreamYard link and come on and tell us. Verbalize it to us. In fact, when we play Pick a City, you give us a city where this is not going on in the Sun community. Because the reason they're celebrating one day out of the year where there have been no homicides is because Sun people live here. If it wasn't for the Sun population in this city, they would have 200, 300, 320 days, 240 days where there weren't any homicides. They wouldn't even think about homicides if there were no Sun people here. You don't believe me? Off to the gun memorial. Okay, so these are all the fatal gunshot victims in Indianapolis. Are you noticing a trend? Are you noticing a trend? Are you noticing? Wow, they got a couple crouching tigers in here, man. Wow. You don't usually see that. But are you noticing something similar about the majority of the gunshot victims in this city, Indianapolis? Are you noticing something? Wow, they got a lot of crouching tigers. They're like 4 so far on here. Okay? Are you noticing something? If you remove the Sun people, and now listen, a lot of these people who aren't Sun people on here, they were killed by Sun people. Okay? But nevertheless, if you removed us from this population of Indianapolis, who thinks that they would be celebrating one day without a homicide?
Zero homicides reported today here in Indianapolis, and that is welcome news after a deadly 4-day period. Between Friday and Monday night, there were a total of 10 homicides around Indianapolis, and we understand that is not just a number. Those are 10 people who were killed, leaving their families impacted. And tonight, a local group has a call to action for everyone.
Just show up. Show up on a Saturdays.
Get involved. That's what community leaders working towards stopping gun violence in our city want us all to do. Tonight, WRTV's Nikki Dementri speaks with the group Ceasefire Indy.
You see a lot of people walk in and out that door, and you know who's up to no good, and you know who's up to, who wants to, change up and better their lives.
Chris Sanchez works at Jersey Shore Barber and Beauty Salon. It sits in a strip mall off of 25th and Hillside on Indy's north side.
Just try to do much as we can.
Devontae Collins is the owner. He grew up nearby.
But just growing up, I've seen a lot, and try to do much as I can and not see nobody go through what I went through.
They say that the violence is going down, but we've seen a rise in violence amongst our youth and our teens.
Becoming complacent isn't an option. Instead, Ceasefire Indy is asking the community to get involved.
People have to ask themselves, do they really want to stop the violence? If you really do, get in tune, get out here and do something with us or with anybody.
And coming out to 25th and Hillside in front of Collins Shop this weekend is a start. Della Brown and Ron G will kick off the year's first Ceasefire Indy rally.
I know it sounds like a vague word of being involved, but this is actually a cry out.
You notice how sparse these things, these functions look, these get-togethers, these demonstrations, when it's not about a cop shooting down a guy who was probably terrorizing this community or another community. A guy who probably shot 5-10 people in this community and karma caught up to him, but it was a cop. Karma used the cop to catch up to him. And then it's, mass protests and breaking stuff and yelling and screaming and demanding and lawyers and activists flying in from all over the place. But this, 10 murders in 4 days, celebrating the day without a murder, you lucky if you get a handful of people to show. And then when I say we're different, man, we're just a different group of people. We're strange. Like, these people aren't even going to ask, hey, where all our pasty liberal friends at? They show up every time it's time to loot and tear up stuff and get on CNN and tweet out pictures of themselves from protests. Where are all our pasty liberal friends? They ain't even smart enough to even ask that. Something is wrong with some people. Seriously wrong.
Vague word of being involved, but this is actually a cry out.
It's an opportunity to bring neighbors together with a free and fun event where businesses can also get involved.
That means if you're just bringing a hot dog or a hot dog buns, you're doing your part.
Each Peace Rally event will host a neighborhood cleanup, offer free food, haircuts, music, and provide neighbors the opportunity to sign up.
Man. From the other angle, it looked like it was more people than this. It looked like it was a whole bunch of people there, man. I don't know, man. It looked not a whole. It looked like it was more. It looked like it was more people from this angle, man. Man, strange people, man. Where everybody at, man? Where everybody at?
Music and provide neighbors the opportunity to sign up for services.
We can't do this without the violence. There's always sunny days.
The Ceasefire Indy events will continue throughout the summer. They'll always be on Saturdays, but will be moving to different neighborhoods. In Indianapolis, Nikki Dementri, WRTV.
Well, Ceasefire Indy tells WRTV this community event and the ones thereafter are leading up to a ceasefire weekend. The group will be calling for a 72-hour ceasefire on Memorial Day weekend. Ceasefire Indy regularly holds 72-hour ceasefire events and programs that aim to bring the community together. Last October, during a ceasefire weekend, several shootings still happened. But Ceasefire Indy says it's committed to making calls for peace in the face of violence and will do what it can to inspire change.
Tonight, a way that you can help police crack down on crime. Thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Their plea for help comes after the shootings at several bars and clubs in Indianapolis over the last few weeks. WRTV's Cornelius Hawker shows us what you can watch out for to help.
We're not doing the story to scare anyone, telling you to stay away from your favorite downtown indie spot. In fact, we want you to be able to come out here and enjoy yourselves without thinking you or your friends could end up in a fight or worse, getting shot. That's what's been happening over the last several weeks here, and police are wanting you to help them out. They want you to tell them if you know of any bars or places where people are that are serving minors alcohol, over serving people who are clearly too drunk, or just contributing to an overall environment of chaos and violence that can lead to another tragedy.
Or playing music that attracts sun people. Okay? Or creating an environment that attracts sun people. Because that's who's doing this. Okay? That's who's doing this. Serving minor, you could lower the legal drinking age to 12. And it would not have any effect on the murder rate in these cities, good or bad. Okay? The problem is sun people.
Violence that can lead to another tragedy. It's becoming an all too familiar sight in Indianapolis. Flashing lights and police officers at certain bars in the area after reports of shootings. Tragically, lives have been lost.
Deja was beautiful. Deja was the life of the party. I mean, Deja was a vibe.
Deja Morris was killed earlier this month outside of JD's pub.
What we doing with that, fellas? God, y'all brothers, man. Y'all be doing, y'all ain't right, man. But if she had divested, if this sister had divested, she'd be getting sneers and dirty looks. People telling her she can't comment on sun people issues no more. Man.
Deja Morris was killed earlier this month outside of JD's pub. Crime Stoppers of Indiana and Metro Police listed that bar along with Ebony and Ivory, Taps and Dolls, Team One, and Tiki Bob's as places they're closely watching. And police are asking the public to let them know if there are other places where it feels like things could take a turn for the worse.
Ask if the business is properly licensed. Do they have an entertainment permit from the state fire marshal's office? Do they have a health department permit? It should be posted on the wall, as well as a liquor license to serve alcohol. All those things should be something that should be posted. You should be able to ask for as a patron.
Young people like Jamalda Myers and Keviana Vincent tell me they avoid trouble when they go out downtown.
When we down here, we have fun. We ride the scooters and stuff. We get something to eat. I'm a big guy, so I like to eat. So, we go to eat stuff. We just walk around, and just enjoy the weather.
But they're very aware of the gun violence happening in our city, at bars when people get together. But like a lot of people, they can't agree on how we should deal with it.
We gotta be protected.
I know, I understand that, but you see what's going on now with all the young
but
young people.
I'm not like all the young people, though. I be smart. I'm a smart person. I don't just go out here doing dumb stuff, so.
Not just you, just like all the youngsters out here. The 21-year-olds and younger are the ones using these guns and stuff.
Young brother, get out of Indianapolis. How many of y'all thought that when y'all heard this brother talk? And don't go to Atlanta or Houston or nothing like that. We got to find a place for this brother, man. Anybody got a place? Anybody can think of a place? It's not many places left now that they putting low-income houses in the suburbs and whatnot. But it pains me to think that one day this brother will be on the gun memorial or something like that, or we'll be doing a story on this brother. That really pains me, man. And I know it pains a lot of you guys out there, and we're the problem, man. We the sellouts, man. We hate ourselves, man. The only way a so-called pro-whack or a so-called, activist or woke person would care about this brother is if he got killed by a cop. But I'm telling you now, man, you're not smart enough to. There's no amount of smarts that can save you from senseless violence. And just the randomness of the violence in Blackistan, man. So, brother, I would advise you to get out, man.
I'm not like other young people, though. I be smart. I'm a smart person. I don't just go out here doing dumb stuff, so.
Not just you. Just like all the youngsters out here. The 21-year-olds and younger are the ones using these guns and stuff.
Police say knowing about a problem club or bar can prevent more shootings while people are just out trying to have a good time. Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
Last month, state officials revoked the liquor license for one of those bars, Taps and Dolls, and only gave Tiki Bob's a one-year renewal. If you notice any issues at bars or clubs, you are asked to contact IMPD or Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. You can find all of that contact information at WRTV.com.
Two mothers say enough is enough when it comes to gun violence in their city.
This year, communities, police, city leaders, and activists have struggled to find solutions as neighborhoods in Durham deal with an overwhelming number of shootings. CBS 17's Darren Todd is live in Durham with a message from grieving families. Darren.
Hey guys, so the event actually just wrapped up and their message was very clear. Not everyone can relate to losing a loved one due to gun violence, but everybody can relate to losing something or someone that they love dearly. Well, that's the feeling that these families have been dealing with for years, and today they decided to speak up.
For the rest of my life, I have to live with that pain.
Families and local leaders come together to mourn the loss of loved ones due to the increasing amount of shootings in Durham.
Now, here's the craziest part. When you look at this picture, we don't know which one of them died from gun violence. Some people would just assume that it was the older one. But in the stand, it could have just as easily been the one who looked like he's 6 or 7. I don't know. Could have just as easily been him.
The loss of loved ones due to the increasing amount of shootings in Durham.
Well, it's personal, like you said, first of all. It's sad. But it's something that I think that we can do something about, but it takes an entire community.
Okay, so this is your mayor. She seems like she didn't seem prepared for that question. And you're at like a rally with the mothers of victims of. You should have had like a whole spiel ready. You know what I mean? A whole she seems like she's overwhelmed. And these sisters, it's almost like if you're, man, I saw it in when I was back in the DMV, DC area, Prince George's County, all the people running for all the positions in Prince George's County was sisters. All the people running for all the, the mayor of DC is a sister. I mean, it's just like everywhere you look, these sisters have these jobs, and it's just not working, man. Like, it's just not working.
Well, it's personal, like you said, first of all. It's sad. But it's something that I think that we can do something about, but it takes an entire community.
Event coordinator Tommy Goodman says today is all about the families because they're the ones left suffering.
They definitely suffer in silence, and I wanted to do something where they would have a day of nothing but fun. Just have fun. Don't think about ducking bullets. Don't think about, nothing but fun.
So far this year, there have been over 210 shootings in the city of Durham, and in 2020, Rhonda Watson lost her son, Otha Ray Watson, on to gun violence.
He was my only child. He has 4 children, and they all loved and adored their dad. So explaining to them what's going on is going to be something that I have to do for the rest of my life.
She says in order to get the violence under control, it's going to take some accountability from parents.
We have a lot of families out here that I feel don't even care because of the simple fact that if they did, we wouldn't have as much violence and gang affiliations as we do. Just show your children some love.
Now, Ms. Goodman says that they hope that the city would adopt events like this one today and make it an annual one for the kids. Live in Durham, Darren Todd, CBS 17 News.
All right, thank you.
New Era Detroit looking to be proactive in pushing for a safe summer. They had this event planned for weeks, and the recent shootings of a 4-year-old and an 81-year-old underscore just how important and timely their message is.
A 4-year-old and an 81-year-old. No one is safe in the stand. This is almost comical. And this is every city. That's what I'm trying to express to you guys in this. It's every single city. Take a dart. Take a map. Put a map up on your wall of the United States. Get some blindfolds and a dart. Spin around and then throw that dart at that map on the wall. And wherever it lands, go to the gun memorial. Go to the nightly news. Go to the 6 o'clock news. For that city, that place. And tell me what you see.
Recent shootings of a 4-year-old and an 81-year-old underscore just how important and timely their message is.
I'm so sick and tired of the streets, I don't know what to do. Just the other day, we had somebody shoot up a house full of kids.
It's almost becoming as common in Detroit as conies and buffs. Kids paying the price for grown-up beefs. A 4-year-old boy was shot in a drive-by on the city's west side Wednesday as he was lying in bed. Later that day, an 81-year-old man was shot while trying to apologize to another man he nearly struck with his car.
He was trying to apologize to a man, this young guy, he almost struck with his car. I'm sorry, young brother. What? And just think about it like this. We talked about this on the live stream the other day. It was a time, man, when I was a kid, man, you didn't even want to be seen not opening the door for an old guy. Old guy coming up and you just walk in the door and people look at you like you crazy. You still call old men Mr. something or sir. If you didn't call him sir, you called him Mr. You stopped cussing. We would be acting like fools on the metro after school. Just getting out of school, all that energy. And an old person to get on the train and we'll, tone it down a little bit. Stop cussing and stuff. Now, one of these 16, 17-year-olds, an old man acts, how old people aren't, they really can't drive like that. He gonna follow the old man down and press him out. You almost hit me. And then shoot him. In broad daylight. In a store. In front of other people.
Later that day, an 81-year-old man was shot while trying to apologize to another man he nearly struck with his car. The violence spared neither the young nor old in this city. New Era Detroit is asking yet again, when will enough be enough?
I'm saying on some real though, Detroit. How are we letting kids get killed in the way that we've been letting them get killed?
Isaiah Zeke Williams posed that question to a crowd of roughly 50 people at the corner of 7 Mile and Gratiot Thursday, as he and others urged Detroiters to play their part in making sure the most vulnerable among us don't fall victim to violence.
Stop rapping if you ain't helping.
We don't want to hear nothing about where you from or what hood you claim if you're not helping your environment level up.
And I know you boys want to slide, but there's kids outside. Little boy shot at 5 and he died. Stop killing the kids.
Rapper G Mac Cash amplifying that message with his new track, Stop Killing the Kids.
I ain't gonna say it, but a lot of people don't want to speak on the topic. A lot of people don't want to speak about it, and I don't have a problem with speaking on what's going on in our city. Whatever it takes to protect these babies and these kids, we gotta get it done.
For Brittany Harris, this hits home. Her 6-year-old son, Tyrez Moore, was murdered 2 years ago. His killer was convicted last week.
Every day I think about my son, I think about his future, what he would have been like at 15, at going to prom, his first girlfriend. My son didn't even lose his first tooth yet.
No murdered children in our streets this summer.
Detroit City Council leaders Mary Sheffield and James Tate led the crowd in reciting New Era's Safe Summer Community Pledge, a vow to look after the safety and well-being of children, women, and the elderly, as well as make sure kids don't become collateral damage in adult beefs.
Now, as these people are reading this Safe Community Pledge, I'm sitting there thinking, are these the people that are shooting in broad daylight, that are shooting up houses, spraying up cookouts, having running gun battles up and down the street, shooting up basketball courts, shooting up rec centers, shooting up clubs? Are these the people? And if not, then why are they reciting it? They can't affect the problem. Really? I mean, the people that are actually doing the shooting, that need to be reading this Safe Summer Pledge, they're not here. And they would make a paper airplane out of this, or use it to clean the dirt from under their fingernails. They ain't trying to hear this crap. They enjoy the life they living. There's a lot of social currency that comes with being a thug or a gangster or a hoodlum in a Sun community. There's a lot of prestige that comes with that. These people ain't going to stop this. The people that are doing this ain't going to stop this. They love what they're doing. They're having fun, riding on the ops, and talking about it on IG and rapping about it and all this stuff. Having a bunch of hard-working citizens and single mothers and rappers and activists stand in a circle jerk and recite this thing is absolutely pointless. They're not the ones doing it. And furthermore, they're not doing anything to stop it but recite this. So it's just completely pointless. They're not the ones doing it, and reciting this doesn't do anything.
No murdered children in our streets this summer.
Detroit City Council leaders Mary Sheffield and James Tate led the crowd in reciting New Era's Safe Summer Community Pledge, a vow to look after the safety and well-being of children, women, and the elderly, as well as make sure kids don't become collateral damage in adult beefs.
I don't get involved in street stuff, man. I know that people beefing that. We not talking about none of that. What we talking about is standing on the business and making sure whatever beef is involved, you leave the babies out of it.
On a positive note, DPD says murders, shootings, and robberies are all down this year compared to the same time last year. Here's to hoping that trend continues. In Detroit, I'm Randy Wembley, and this is The Edge.